Hey, this is my first YouTube video post, so I apologize ahead of time if it's not exactly the most high quality thing, but I'm forced to do my first YouTube video because I've had to do a couple projects over this quarter on the recent Prop 8 decision in California, and I've been having to look at some blogs and texts and videos on YouTube about some of the commercials that were going on. So I just thought that I might hit a couple of the key points that I think some people have been missing when they've been discussing this. So I'm just going to give like a couple people some time to leave if they want to, if you're just going to be trash talking gay marriage or gay people. Still here? Okay, cool. Pretty much just touch on the first base is why gay people aren't really liked that much in society. Specifically goes by the Bible. Specifically Leviticus 20:13 says, if a man lies with another man, it shall be an abomination, they shall both be put to death, and their blood shall be upon them. That's understandable if you want to translate the Bible verse for verse. But what people, specifically the religious people, want to leave out is that Leviticus also says that if a child curses at his parents, the child shall be put to death. That's pretty much all of America then. So if you want to translate the Bible literally, then might as well hate yourself for it. Another reason that gay people aren't really accepted in society, because people just straight up don't like to picture gay people having sex. That's the first thing that comes to mind when the word gay comes up. You automatically picture two guys doing it. That's not attractive to straight people. I understand that. I don't think that a man and a woman having sex is very attractive either. But it's something foreign. That's why they're not liked. That's why they're not respected. Because you just don't like picturing that. You automatically think that it is a sin, it is a crime, it is immoral. And that's why they think that gay people shouldn't get married. I mean, that's why I assume that they think that gay people shouldn't get married. I'm not going to be speaking for the entire straight population, of course. But some of the things that straight people have said that we should do is to, A, just get over it. Prop 8 is done and over with. We had our chance and we lost. But I've also noticed that for every comment that a gay person makes on some of the videos concerning Prop 8, there are just as many, if not more, straight comments bashing gay people. So it's kind of hypocritical if you're telling us to get over it when you're not over it, obviously. And straight people say that we shouldn't redefine marriage, which is kind of understandable. It's marriage. That's strictly between a man and a woman, even though 50% of marriages don't work out nowadays. But redefining marriage would mean completely overhauling our system and changing how our tax system works, seeing as how married couples can file jointly. We're going to have gay married couples file jointly, and coming up with a new name that doesn't offend gay people, but at the same time doesn't have the word marriage in it. So that's going to be kind of a pain in the ass. And businesses having to redo their insurances, their insurance policies, their hiring practices. That would cost millions and millions of dollars for each of our American businesses, just because we want to be picky about what we call gay marriage. If we look 50, 60 years into the future, and we have something called the domestic same-sex agreement policy, some shit like that, because they're going to be looking at us like, it gives the same thing as marriage, right? Yeah. But you don't call it marriage. No. Well, why? That's just fucking stupid. When places like Europe and Canada, they have gay marriage. They don't give a shit that it's called marriage. They don't care. Straight people are saying, well, what about domestic partnerships? Why are queers complaining about that? You have domestic partnerships, they give you the same rights as marriage does. And this, I've noticed, has gone about the wayside a lot because people just automatically take this to be true. Domestic partnerships, also known as civil unions, here's a few facts about them. First off, what a lot of people don't know is that marriage gives you 1,200 different rights and responsibilities as a married couple. 1,200. Domestic partnerships, or civil unions, depending on the state, only gives you roughly 300. And marriage is done in a church. It's a religious thing. Domestic partnerships, done in front of a judge. Also, domestic partnerships are only recognized on the state level, not on the federal level. So if you go out of state, that doesn't mean shit. You move, you lose all of your rights that domestic partnership gives you, even though it's lacking about 900 of the rights and responsibilities that marriage would have given you. And also I noticed on one of the blogs that someone compared giving an immoral group such as homosexuals the right to marry is like giving heroin to a junkie, which I found quite funny because I completely agree with that. I'm in full favor of legalizing drugs. Legalize marijuana, legalize coke, legalize crack, legalize whatever you want. Because you know what? No matter what, people are going to get their hands on it. Now, I don't want to turn this into a drug advocacy discussion. I don't do drugs. I hate drugs. I hate people that do drugs. I hate everything about drugs. But you know what? People are going to get their hands on them no matter what. Marijuana is illegal. People still smoke it. Crack, coke, heroin, all that shit's illegal. People still get their hands on it. Legalize it, tax the shit out of it, we might be able to get out of this recession. Just like gay marriage. We're eventually going to get marriage, or something equivalent to that. It's going to happen eventually. Might as well legalize it while you can, like California was doing. And there was an article in the LA Times in 2008 that said that all the gay people that would come across the nation to go to California just to live, to get married, would bring $600 million of economic growth in the next 3 years. $600 million. Now imagine if the entire nation legalized gay marriage. That is billions and billions of dollars of revenue that America would get. Just on marriages alone. You know, queers, we love our shiny things, we love flashy things, we would have a hell of a wedding. And that's how we would get out of it. Or at least help us to get out of this recession. Another thing that I noticed on one of the videos was of a little girl coming up to her mother, and this was about the teacher who showed a book called The King and the King to her class, in which a prince married another prince. And the daughter told her mother, "Hey mom, when I grow up, I'm gonna marry a princess." Which is fucking stupid. The kid is maybe 8 or 9 years old. No, she's not going to do that. She's probably not even gay. 10% on the off chance that she is. Good for her. But no. Just the fact that they read a book and read something that might happen